Okay, well, have I got some situation of fun? I've got some situation of fun. Is that the right one? Yes, it is. Okay, well, much to my chagrin, I was going to do some maintenance on my bike here, and or maybe I was just going to move it. I'm not sure what I was going to do, but I was going to do something with it recently, and much to my chagrin, she didn't want to do anything. And I was like, well, crap, I've somehow got a dead battery, apparently. So that's weird. The bike isn't even 6 months old, but I guess I got a dead battery. So I didn't have any way to test the battery, and I thought for sure it must be that. So I just went ahead and proceeded to oh, what a stupid. Of course this comes in from the back where you can't access it at all. What an awesome design. What an awesome design that is. What the hell? Okay, well, so I didn't have any way to check the battery. So I thought, well, it must be that. So I'll just order a battery. And I thought if I'm going to order a battery, then I might as well order a lithium ion, even though they're a bit more expensive. And boy, howdy, were they. I think I spent $100 and something for a lithium ion battery in the hopes that that would fix the problem. And in the meantime, I was like, well, I guess I'll get a voltmeter or something as well. So if that's the problem, you know, well, so I can have one in the future to determine what problems are. That came before the battery did, and I determined it's not the battery. So then I'm thinking it might be this ignition piece, because it didn't want to come off and on. So I ordered this ignition piece for $80. And apparently that was the problem. Maybe. Yeah, it's probably just cold. It's electronic fuel injected, so it has no carb. I've got the dyno jet out of there right now because I thought maybe that was the first problem initially, but it's definitely just that. So I'm glad to have it fixed. I'm pissed that it cost $80, and I'm even more pissed that it happened, you know, 5 months after I bought the bike. Literally, actually, like 2 days after the 6-month mark, because that's when the warranty expired, was at 6 months. So now I just got to figure out how to get this thing off, the older one, and it's screwed on from the other side, so that's going to be fun. Then I'll pop this new one on, and then Uncle Bobino, but boy, that ticks me off. So if you get an issue like that, check your ignition switch. Alright, so I'm not loving life right now. Oh, I gotta loosen this whole thing to, you know, which it goes in here and here, to get this piece off, because it screws in from this back side, and that screw has been stripped out. I don't know if it's because it's so cold, but now I gotta, you know, you can't get the wires out of here because this is all, you know, they're locked into this area. So I think I gotta take the throttle apart. I can feed the throttle cables back through here. Same thing with the brake cable. Man, I'm hating that I gotta do all this shit, because I can't, because I'm gonna have to get this, I'm gonna have to take this whole thing and take it to the bench and like put it in the vise. So I've got to disconnect. I don't even know where this is like welded. Like, where does this even connect to? What is it? Yeah, this is gonna be impossible. I don't even know how I'm gonna do this. So yeah, I see no way. See, these are like put a little tab connected to a little tab that's pushed through the thing. The thing is these don't, best I can tell. See, these don't come off, and that's what these wires are connected to. They plug in here, but then the whole thing is mounted to this whole metal piece, and then this goes back here, and that doesn't come out. Like, so there's literally, and this whole piece is welded, so it's not like you can unscrew this one and then take off this. So there's literally no way to get this thing off without just cutting wires. And I've somehow got to get that bolt out of there, and it's totally stripped out. If I could put it on a vise, no big deal. But I don't know what I'm gonna do. This is the new one. And notice there's no nuts or screws or anything that came with it. And it doesn't have anything on the back side. It looks like that one, like those are little welded, on pieces of bracket. So I'm not even sure. Yeah, I don't know. But I couldn't get it off, so I'm gonna end up just zip tying this thing stupidly somewhere on here. At least until it's summertime. And it's not so fucking cold to work with. Okay, so I've literally just got it sitting on top here. It's not fucking zip tied in, it's just kind of wedged in between the number plate and that. And that's just gonna have to stay that way until I'm willing to spend $700 on having somebody fix it at the motorcycle shop. Maybe on a summer's day when it's not freezing and my hands aren't cold as shit, maybe I can figure out how to get all the cables off. Or maybe, I mean, I know how to get the brake cable off and the throttle cables off, right? But there's like still a couple other cables, and then everything is wedged to that board. And you know, if I'm gonna end up breaking every damn connection on that board and costing myself several $100s anyway, that I might as well take it to somebody else and let them eat the cost if they f it up. I'm gonna put my dyno jet, my power commander back in. I have no clue what's going on with this GoPro. It is all dicked. I think it's a brand new one too. But this is the wire that I had initially just cut and twisted, separated, and insulated that went to my safety. You don't have to go through all that trouble. You can literally just it just occurred to me that it's the cold. That's what's draining my batteries. I'm like, how is my battery just jumping from like 60% to 30% to 0? So yeah, you can just disconnect that wire. You can just follow it down to where it connects behind that number plate, and you can disconnect it and be done with that. And I'm just gonna throw my power commander back in here real quick. And yeah, as I was saying, like, see, here's the old, that's the old switch. Here's the new one plugged in. I can't do anything about it. I can get the throttle cables off. I can get the brake cable off. I can get the start or the stop. One of these cables comes off, the other one doesn't. It stays connected to this board where the wires that go into these lights don't disconnect from anything. And then all the ends of the plugs that all these other electric plugs plug into are permanently mounted to this board that this one is connected to. Not this one, but the one below it. I literally see no way without cutting wires to actually remove this whole unit, this whole piece from the bike, so I can put it in the vise, take a hacksaw, cut a slice in that one bolt, and then get that bolt out. So until then, it's just gonna have to stay like this, which I hate. I mean, it looks terrible, which I hate, but I'm more concerned about like whether or not it's gonna suffer damage not being mounted and constantly being vibrated. Maybe since it's not locked, maybe it'll free float more and be less vibrated. I don't know. I'm gonna put this in and see if everything's copacetic. Too damn cold for a minute anyway, at least for the next few days. Typically doesn't stay too cold for too long in Georgia. And even when it does, we tend to have lots of warmer days in between. So as soon as we get one of those, I'll be able to go for a ride again, because it's been weeks. It's been weeks and weeks since I was able to go for a ride. Between me being out of town and stuff, just not getting to, and then when I came back, this is happening shortly after my only ride that I took, I think. But yeah, so I'm not loving this situation, but I literally see no other solution for the time being. So we're just gonna have to hope it works and keep our phone with me in case it doesn't work and it dies, because without that, there's literally nowhere to start the bike. If the power isn't sending the signal or whatever, or you can't like just jump start it. You know, you can't kick start it, can't bump start it, can't roll it down the hill and kick it into gear. So you got no choice but to have that work or just be dickered. So I will, luckily I got AAA. I'll keep my phone on me. And if I do break down, then I can AAA my way out of there. All right, that's it for now.